Okay, so let's dive into Bella's training so we can stay consistent at home. We're going to use her training collars to stay consistent so we can communicate to Bella when we're asking her to do a behavior. If she chooses to not do that command or behavior, we have a way to follow through so that we can help her understand that the rules apply at home, not just here at the training center. So let's go over her remote collar to start. So to turn on her remote collar, we have this red dot right here. We have a matching red dot on the collar itself. We're actually going to touch the two together because it is a magnet that turns on Bella's collar. So we're going to touch the two red dots. You're going to see a green light flash. That green light's going to let you know that the collar is on, charged, and ready to go. So we'll put that to the side here for a second. And then on her remote, we're going to turn the remote on by pushing the big button in the middle. You're going to push and hold it until you see the screen light up. You're going to see a number 20 on the screen. That is Bella's level right now. This level can change and adjust throughout your training experience with her because sometimes the level works in certain environments and not in others. So I will show you at the end of the video how to adjust that by turning it up or down. Right now we're going to focus on the black S button. So let's go over how to use this collar in our training. So we're going to ask Bella to do a command. So let's talk about loose leash walking. So whenever we take her on a walk, 80% of that walk should be in the heel command. The other 20% she can be free where she sniffs. But let's talk about heel. Heel, she should be next to us on our left-hand side, not pulling ahead on the leash, around this area. So if she starts to walk ahead or get overly excited because she sees a distraction, you're going to mark the incorrect behavior with the verbal no. Follow through by pushing the black S button and then telling her the command again to heel. So it's no, heel, no, heel. That way she understands that, hey, when you're not in the heel position, I'm going to let you know, I'm going to follow through, and then I'm going to ask you to be in the correct position with the verbal command. Then when she is doing the heel command correctly or in your space and doing really well when distractions walk by, we want to reward her with praise, petting, and treats. That way we encourage that behavior and we want to let her know that, hey, when you do the command that I'm asking, we are going to reward you with treats, praise, and petting to build that reward history. A reward history is a positive association with doing a certain behavior and getting rewarded for it. So getting that praise, getting those treats, she'll continue to want to walk on a loose leash next to us. We also have her prong collar here. So how to put this collar on? It does not slip over Bella's head. It does come apart at one of these links here in the middle. I wouldn't take it apart at the end, but anywhere in the middle. So we're going to grab one link and we're going to push down the other to have it come apart. Then we put it around Bella and you're going to squeeze this link to put it back together. I'm also going to show you another way. You can take the top of this link and pinch it to pull it apart, and then you can also squeeze or pinch it to put it back together. You just want to make sure they all line up and they're not, wonky. Is if you have them apart like this, it can fall off. So you want to make sure that they look correctly when you put this collar on Bella. We're going to attach the leash to the D-ring. It's the one that swivels with the collar so it can move with the leash. Then when we're using this collar, we should not have constant tension on the collar with the leash. It should be nice and relaxed, and we only use it if and when needed in a pop and release. So let's go back to loose leash walking. So in the heel, if she decides to walk too far ahead or get overly excited, mark the incorrect behavior with the verbal no, pop and release to follow through, and then ask her to do the command again. And of course, reward when she's doing it correctly. So that's loose leash walking. When you tell her free, that is her time to sniff and she can walk around in different areas. You follow her at that point, where heel, she follows our pace. So let's go about sit. Sit means stay until she's told free. So for example, door manners, when we come up to a door, we ask her to sit. If she does, great, we can reward or just tell her good sit with praise. Open the door. Now when you're doing something distracting and she's in a sit or some sort of stay, you can give her a verbal reminder by repeating the word. So you would just tell her sit, open the door, maybe walk through the door, then tell her free that it's time to go through the threshold and move on. So now let's talk about like a place stay. So stay is implied with the word that you're using or with the command. So place is a boundary stay on a bed, and you're going to see all of these behaviors in the next videos so you can kind of see examples of it. With place, as long as all 4 feet are on the bed, she's on place. She can stand, sit, or lay down. She's just not allowed to get off of the bed until we're told free, and also no vocalizing is allowed on the bed. So we put her on place. If she gets off, we're going to say no, and we're going to follow through with our training equipment and then repeat the command. If she stays on the bed, we're going to say good place, and we're going to reward her putting the treat on the bed. So you're going to use this when guests come over. That way she's not getting overly excited, or just to create some structure in the house. With releasing her with this command, we don't release from a distance. So we always go back to Bella, tell her good place, and then we free her from the bed. That way she doesn't think that she can get off when you're farther away, so she's not tempted to break that command. So go back to her reward. So we want to reward when she's doing the correct behavior, staying on place, and then use the equipment to follow through if she decides to break the command or break the behavior. Then we have downstay. Downstay is what you can use when you don't have a place bed available and you want her to stay a little bit longer than a shorter sit stay. So you tell her to lay down. If she does, great. You're going to reward with either praise, petting, or treats. If she gets up from the down before you say free, because stay is implied, you're going to follow through with the training equipment, pop the leash either down or push the button and use the leash as needed. So with the down, going back to giving reminders, if we have her laying down and, like, for example, the lobby video where she was in a downstay and a dog walks by, I'm giving her a verbal reminder to stay in the down. It's just a helpful little verbal cue to let her know that, oh yeah, even though that's really distracting, I need to stay in this position. And then of course when we reward good down, we're reiterating that verbal cue again. Then we have come when called. So whenever you're practicing with Bella, with the command come when called, I recommend having a long leash on her, especially if you're not in a fenced in area, because we always want to practice safety first. So in this command, you're telling her free to go explore. So it is free time for her to walk around, sniff, and be away from you. Then you're going to call her from point A to point B. So you're going to say, come. As she comes to you, good girl, we're going to praise her, have her sit, and then we always want to reward this command. We want to build that strong reward history because this is one of the most important commands for Bella to know and understand. If she doesn't come to you when you first call her, you're going to say no, follow through, call her again until she comes to you. Now, even though you had to follow through with the caller, you're going to reward her when she gets to you because this happened out there. We are still the fun zone with the treats and the rewards. Then we have leave it. Leave it just means don't grab that. So if there's some food on the floor and you see it, tell her leave it. That way she's not tempted to go get it. If she's still showing interest in that item or food, you're going to say leave it and follow through. That way she knows that, hey, when I say leave it, it means don't grab that off of the floor. So those are Bella's commands. You want to have fun, stay consistent, and now we're going to show you Bella's commands in action. Down. Down. Good girl. Down. Good down. Good down. Good job. Free. Good girl. Okay, so let's go over the other features of Bella's remote collar. So we know how to turn the collar on. Green light means it's on. If we do the same thing, red light means the collar is off. This will last about 2 days on a charge if you turn the collar off at night, which brings me to she can wear this all day, every day, but you have to have her take it off at night because it does fit snug. If she gets water or moisture under the collar and then she doesn't take the collar off for her skin to breathe, it could lead to a bacteria buildup, which could lead to a hot spot. So we want to make sure that we turn this collar off by pushing the two red dots together and then take it off of her at night. But she can wear it 12 to 14 hours a day. So we're going to turn that on. And then, of course, the button on the back, push and hold to turn it on. Push it and hold it to turn it off. You do have to push and hold to turn it on and off. You can't just tap it. So push and hold, it's on. So we know the black S button over here is level 20, and the red S button is for emergencies only. We have not needed this for Bella, but you have it just in case. It is the boost feature, so it is going to add 15 to the level that's on the screen. I'm sorry, 20, not 15. It'll add 20 to the level that's on the screen. So it'll go from 20 to 40. When you might need this is if Bella is off leash, you've practiced on leash, you've built up that, rapport with her, you've built that reward history with her, and you're like, okay, we're gonna have her off leash, and she takes off towards the road because she sees a squirrel or something. If you call her and she does not come to you, and you've tried saying, Bella, come, and she's not doing it, you use the boost level. What this does is it matches the adrenaline, so when she's in that heightened state where she's chasing something, really that adrenaline rush, level 20 only works to here, level 40 will jump up and work at that level. So that's why we have it, but we have not needed that for Bella during her training. Then we have the T button over here. This is vibrate. I like to use this before I put this collar on Bella to make sure that I have turned the collar on, because this is such a sensitive magnet that sometimes you can accidentally touch it and it turns the collar off. Buzz, buzz, and then I put this collar on Bella. I like to make sure that when I put this on her, you adjust where the box is so that she doesn't have pressure in one spot all the time. So sometimes it's over here, under the neck, or on this side. I usually try and keep it on the underneath side of her neck. Also, I like to make sure that the light part is facing out for two reasons. One, I can make sure that it's blinking green so the battery's not dying. It'll blink orange or red when that battery starts running low. But also, if you look at the on-off button, it also says light. If you just tap it, it'll actually activate the flashlight feature so you can see Bella better at night. So tap it again to turn that off, because if you leave the flashlight on all the time, it will drain the battery a little bit faster. So tap once, it'll flash. Tap twice, solid flashlight. Tap again, and it turns the flashlight off. So that's why I like to have it facing out this way. The M/C button, you really don't have to worry about this button. It changes the stimulation from momentary to continuous. We only need to do momentary. It's just a quick, hey, remember what you're supposed to be doing. We don't need it to continuously stimulate Bella at this time. Then we have the dial right here. Right now, the level is locked. You see the 1D at the top? It is solid. What we need to do, let's say you have to adjust Bella's level. We're going to push down and hold it until the 1D starts flashing. Now, we can turn the level down or we can turn it up as needed. Like I mentioned before, her levels will change as she matures and in different environments. So if you notice that 20, she's not really reacting to it, she's not responding to our commands, we might need to turn it up to 25 or 30. Or if 20 seems like she's a little bit dramatic with it, she's overreacting, we can turn it down to 15. So set it to the level you want, push down and hold until the 1D at the top is solid. Then we know that it's not going to accidentally turn up or down if we have it on the lanyard hanging around our neck or something like that. So those are the features of the remote collar. This does have a 2-year full warranty. Oh, it is rechargeable too. So let me show you where that is. Charging port is under here where the prongs are. I would recommend charging it every other day, as long as you turn it off at night. It only takes a few hours to charge, so I wouldn't leave it on the charger overnight because that'll kind of eat up the battery and then it won't last as long. We have her charger in the box. You can charge both at the same time. We also have extender prongs. Bella does have pretty thick hair, but I didn't think it was necessary for the longer prongs to have to weave through it. But in the wintertime, where she has more of her hair in a thicker coat, you might want to change the prongs out to the longer ones. And the tool for that is also in the box. You just take them off like you would a screwdriver. So that's the tool. And then the instructions are underneath here, so you can go over all the buttons in greater detail, but we did cover all the information. This is the original strap that the collar came with. I do have her on a bungee because it does make it a lot easier to put the collar on and take the collar off and make sure we have a good fit. One, this bungee has some give to it, and the buckle just makes it a lot easier. So we have that. So this collar has a full warranty. If anything happens to the collar, I would keep this box handy and you can contact the company and they will walk you through what to do next to replace it. And of course, if you have any questions, you can call us here. So that is how we're gonna stay consistent. We're gonna use this collar to communicate with Bella, and we're also gonna make sure that we reward her when she does the right behavior to encourage that. So have fun, stay consistent, and let us know if you have any questions.